Switching gears a little bit to kind of be more business-like.
Right.
I want to get you guys' opinions on kind of like you guys kind of came out and not in the digital age necessarily, but that's kind of switched over in the last few years. You talked about your album getting released digitally and then it comes out different times physically. Kind of talk a little bit about like what has changed for you guys since the industry has kind of switched over to that, like MP3s instead of records and MySpace instead of posters on the wall.
Yeah. Well, I definitely think the MySpace thing, all that stuff has been very helpful as far as promoting and getting the word out for shows. It's crazy because now it's like, man, I used to hustle so much. We used to hustle, both of us, with flyers for shows. You know what I mean? And now it's like, it's such an afterthought.
Yeah.
And the great thing about, you save money. You're not printing up flyers and driving all over town. It seems like it's somewhat easier where if you have a following or you know who to hit up on MySpace and Facebook, your shows are cool. So it's helpful for things like that. Obviously, some of the downsides is like now there's a billion people putting out music on MySpace and all these other digital outlets. So it's like sifting through it. It seems like it's an even bigger task. But I think for marketing promotions, it seems to be good. I think for the sales thing, we're still kind of in that middle ground where you still need physical product because not everyone has an iTunes or Amazon account. So it's still good to have it. It's good to be thinking for the future, but we're not exactly there yet.
And I think a lot. You just have to put out just more music. I think the periods of dropping an LP and waiting a year for the next one or a year and a half, I think that can't happen anymore. It's probably more like a quarterly thing or every 6 months. And I think that's what Flynn is doing with his maxi singles and EPs. Is just dropping it every 2 months with the new video where no one ever gets tired. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's nothing is new. I mean, in the 60s and stuff like that, with the Beatles dropping 2 a year, Rolling Stone, the Monkees, everything was faster. So I think it's exactly the same, just with less money.
Do you think there's a shift back kind of to the indie side of music nowadays? Because you talked about the 60s with Beatles and stuff like that. That was a big focus, was indie labels. Is that kind of the switch back?
I think basically music belongs to the people now.
Yeah.
And less for the business people. So I think musically it's a great situation. Musically, anyone can get into it. It's cheap. You can have your own studio. You can start your band. So musically, it's awesome. It's just on the financial state. You see, it's Uma Thurman.
Nah, it's Sway.
She's not blowing away in the wind, so
No. Sorry, I got distracted.
Oh, no sweat, man.
It's Lou Adler's son. Lou Adler,
Couple more questions and we're almost done. These are kind of general, just kind of talking to people that are kind of outside the industry, maybe thinking about getting into hip-hop and stuff like that. What's the best part about doing it?
Best part?
Best part.
Good
Part that
question.
gets you up every morning.
Man, I would say for me is when the shows, when do a couple certain songs that that are it becomes bigger than yourself, where they like it and they're just feeling it, and there's a special moment there. So I think that's what gets me up in the morning. Communion.
I think it's good. The best part, I think, is one, being able to do something that you love and you're passionate about, and I like also seeing the whole process from when when a song was birthed and knowing what you were going through, like some of the stuff with Rootbeer. I love the birthing process of it, but seeing it come all the way through to fruition when you're at, say, a show somewhere else, not in LA where the song was written.
Yeah.
Seeing how it translates to those people, and then just meeting those people, connecting with those people, and then just knowing that, I don't know, I just love the fact that I can sit at my crib in LA and go, man, I met you guys in Austin. Next time in Austin, we're gonna have some coffee. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's I just like the whole process from making the music to connecting with the people, traveling.
Yeah,
it's all great.
Same here. I'd say the same exact thing.
What would be like a warning you would send out to people that are just getting into it? Maybe early on we've run into some people on the street. You know, just what would you kind of say to watch out for?
The IRS.
They'll get you.
No, seriously. No, if you're a talented, creative, artsy person, and you're not a business person, or it's hard for you to promote yourself, try your best to partner with someone you trust who does know business and is good at that, because you have to really realize that whether or not you want to, you're starting a business.
Yeah.
And so things like doing your taxes and setting money aside is good to know. Otherwise, you could be in trouble. And yeah, it's just the business details. If you're not a business person, try your best to find someone that believes in you and will help you.
Yeah, it's good advice. I would say the warning signs. What, a warning sign?
Yeah, just something to watch out for.
I would say watch out for yourself, because I think that it's so hard to stand out nowadays, and I'm not saying that we're standing out. I think if you're an MC or whatever, look at where you want to go, look at who's doing what you want to do, and do exactly what they're not doing, and you'll find your own lane. You know, if you're in a rock band like Radiohead, the point when they said we're a rock and roll band with no instruments, with no drummer, people said, what is going? It doesn't make any sense. Devo, they made a band without being a band, so they stood out. So as an MC, the stuff you talk about, like if you're going to talk about nowadays talking about girls, or I'm just riding in my truck and I'm hanging out, that's very normal. So that will not make you stand out at all, because everyone's the normal guy.
Yeah.
Just hanging out, sipping some coffee. So I think like figuring out what everyone is doing and then doing the direct opposite. And then Henry Rollins said, find your favorite band, find out how much they practice, and do it 3 times more a week. There's no shortcuts.
Yeah.
There's no shortcuts. And know that it's going to take 10 years. So if you're 26 and you want to do this, know that you're going to be 36 and you're going to be probably making, $35,000 a year. And figure out if you want to do it. It's just like any career, like knowing that it might take a little longer, knowing that you have to get your business straight, knowing that, if you're doing it for girls and the fame and stuff like that, this business is going to chew your mouth out and send you home.
Yeah.
All right, you're going home. So I think, gearing up for war, knowing it's going to be a long haul, and knowing that you're never going to make it. That whole thing will kill you. Like, when I make it, when I get this, the chase never ends, and knowing that you are, you're content right now, and knowing that it's never going to change. There's always going to be a little bit of struggle, but not letting the struggle get you down, know that it's part of life, I think that would be my advice.
Cool. Well, thanks guys for sitting down with us. Is there anything else you want to say to people before we head off?
Go get that Rootbeer EP on iTunes. 5 songs, 16 minutes of power.
Yeah. Pink Limousine EP.
Cop it. Sweet guys, thanks.